I need that money. I really, really do. I need that money. I really need that money. Really need that money. I need that money. I really, really do. I need that money. I really need that money. Really need that money. Really, that money. That money. For the record, again, I don't possibly think it could be a shirt. And by the way, I was just gone for about a minute, 2 minutes to change shirts, and it still says that content's being claimed. So, yeah, I don't know. But I have to figure this out. We'll see when I'm on Smark, guys, if this happens. Here's the thing. We got to think about what factors are changing, right? So what factor could be getting claimed? Could it be the level 1 podcast banner? Which would be very bizarre if it is. If that's the case, then Smark guys wouldn't get claimed. Anyway, let's do some shout outs. All right. So, first off, I received a $10 tip. And by the way, all these contributions will count towards the show today. From Lady Charisma, hope your stream goes well. This Mania was the weakest out of the last 4, but 38, 39, and 40 were master classes of shows. This doesn't mean the show was bad, but some things could have been done better. I hope tonight's Raw delivers on post-Mania madness. Thank you, Lady Charisma. Yeah, to be quite frank, I'm going to have a lot to say about the show. Some of it good. A lot of it not. All right? And that's all I'm going to say, because, again, I'm doing a 4-hour commentary show. I don't want to spoil the whole show right now. That would kind of be foolishly counterproductive, would it not? But thank you, Lady Charisma, for the tip there early on. Some super chats came in because we tested. Cade first did a $2 super chat, said DSP, and it worked. Thank you, Cade. Then Cade did a $5 super chat. I hope the YouTube issues get resolved. Seems the universe is always fighting you, but as always, you prevail. Would you ever try Last Epic? It's pretty popular. I'm not sure what Last Epic is. What is Last Epic? I've never heard of it. So that's $7 of super chats. That gets us up to $17 to support so far. Thank you so much. And Buckwell subscribed over on Kick. Thank you to Buckwell. Great sub. Yeah, I changed my shirt. It's still claiming. So it wasn't the shirt. Which I didn't think it was. Okay. So yeah, it definitely wasn't the shirt because because I changed my shirt and it's not happening. Like I said, I feel like it's something else. Maybe it could be the banner. That would be bizarre. Would Nintendo have just loaded in the 16-bit sprite of Mario this morning? I don't know. We'll find out after the show ends because, like I said, then YouTube will process it and tell me exactly what's getting claimed, and I'll be able to figure it out. Let's see here. Big Barb over on Kick doing a highlighted message says, it would be great a goal reward to have a show and tell for your statue and collectibles. I don't have any statues or collectibles anymore. The statues and collectibles that you're thinking of are ones that I owned when I lived in Connecticut over a decade ago. I did bring them with me and put them into storage and got rid of them many years ago. I haven't had any statues or collectibles in many years. What you saw in my closet when I did the closet clean out 2-3 years ago, that's all I have. And it's very little. It's basically little knickknacks and decorations I can put behind me for the shows. And a small games collection, right? There is a small gaming collection there of like Sega CD, NES games, stuff like that. And that's it. I don't have anything else. Excuse me. Dio Brando, celebrating 4 months as a member here, says, excited to see your reaction to the Oblivion preview. Me too. Having played Oblivion, a couple years ago, I liked the playthrough, except the Oblivion gates, but everything else was good. Actually, a lot of people said the factions in that game are better than the main quest. I think they were kind of right. Like, the factions were super fun. So I'm looking forward to finding out what this remake will be like. Okay? Cool. Firefighter did a highlighted message on Kick. Did you try emailing Kick to get at Darkside Phil since you do more gaming on this channel? Oh, so wait, you're saying at Darkside Phil? So don't do DSP Gaming, but get Darkside Phil? No. When I started on Kick, Darkside Phil was taken. DSP Gaming was taken. They Call Me DSP was taken. Like every variation of my name was taken. Okay. So basically I was like, well, I'm just going to give up on this. And I did. I kind of gave up on it. And then it was like, no, I was just going to go with DSP Gaming Real. And I just used it since. And so I don't really care. Like, to be honest, could I? Right now, I could probably get DSP Gaming. I could probably get Darkside Phil. I mean, not only am I verified, but I'm in the Kick Partner Program. You know, I probably have more clout than some random asshole who stole my name, essentially, right? But I don't know. I don't know. I guess we'll see. By the way, knock on wood, the stream is now saying it's not claimed anymore. Nope, never mind. As soon as I said that, it did it again. As soon as I said that, it did it again. Never mind. Okay. Parasolo, 47 months as a member. He says, I never played Oblivion. I'm hyped for tomorrow. If you never played Oblivion, the remake should probably be pretty good. King Michael says, can you type your name in chat? Yes, I can. Willie Bowonka with a highlighted message on Kick. King, thanks for your content you're putting out there. You deserve all the best. Much love. Thank you to Willie Bowonka. Appreciate that. Okay. Well, here's the deal. We got like 5-10 minutes left. Like I said, I got to end by noon because I want to set up the other stream and get it started around noon. I'll probably start around like 12:15-ish, do an intro, talk some about WrestleMania for really half an hour, and then Ethan Ralph is going to join the show as our first guest. But if you guys have anything you want to talk about, tag me now in chat. Any contributions, like I said, during this will count towards the first stream goal. All right. So let's see what you guys want to chat about before we get into wrestling. Try hiding the banner, says Archmage. Again, why are you guys this is on my stream every day. You realize that, right? Like every single day. I don't think it's the shirt or the banner. No, I don't think there's a Dave's Hot Chicken near me because I never heard of it. I wouldn't happen to remember what Sega CD games I have. Oh, I don't know. Check out the Closet Cleanout from years ago, 2-3 years ago, and you'll see. I think Earthworm Jim. I'm pretty sure I have some of the bad FMV games. Like I have a Sega CD 32X version, I think, of Corpse Killer and stuff like that. Why only one guest at a time? Well, just on logistics. For example, Cypress TV couldn't be here live at all. Gahul could only be here near the end of the stream. So it wouldn't make sense to try to cram in 2-3 guests at the end of the stream for only half an hour. This way, everyone, Ethan could get on the show, talk about his likes, dislikes, stuff about the WrestleMania, do that for about half an hour, 40 minutes, right? Then, do some more recapping of WrestleMania, see what Cypress TV has to say about it, then moving on again. You see what I mean? It makes more sense to do it this way than rushing it all together. Closet Cleanout Part 2 is in the running. It may actually happen, Big Barb. We've talked about this. That when we do a milestone of 50 goals, we're going to do a marathon. And one of the options is a viewer's choice event, but another option is Closet Cleanout 2.0 plus retiring the vests and hats. Basically, for that stream only, when we hit support goals, putting on a vest and hat of your choice and then basically putting them in the storage after the fact. To be honest here, this weekend, watching WrestleMania 41, almost 8 hours of pro wrestling that I had to watch this weekend in order to be able to review WrestleMania 41 for you on this super show that I'm about to perform. It was a lot of work and it was a lot of time invested. And I was tired last night after finishing WrestleMania. I was like, good Lord, if I didn't have to cover this on Monday, I probably would have stretched it out and watched it more casually. But, I had to watch each show each night so as not to be spoiled and to be talking about it fresh the day after. Okay. But Dude, it has been a hell of a journey, and it has been a hell of a arduous task, to say the least. All right. So here's the deal. Today's show will be the longest pro wrestling commentary show I've ever done. The purpose of this broadcast right now is to cover WrestleMania 41. I'm going to talk about each match, what I think about it, some play-by-play. I'm going to talk about what my favorite match was, what my least favorite match was, overall what I thought about the event. But we're also going to have all three of my special guest co-hosts chiming in. First, Ethan Ralph will be coming on the show live as a guest via Discord, and we're going to see what his opinions are. Then, about halfway into the show, I'm actually going to tell you what Cypress TV thought about WrestleMania. Sadly, he cannot join us live today, but he did give me his opinions, and we're going to review those as well. And then lastly, at the end of the show, to close out, we are going to have Gahul give his opinions on WrestleMania. So we're going to have all three people in some way, shape, or form chiming in and being a part of the fun today. Okay? Because people still talk about it from time to time, and I wonder, gee, should I give that a shot? Okay? So, to be frank and honest, it's been fun some weeks and boring others. I do feel like some weeks it's worth my time and others it's not. It's a lot of work to do this show, as opposed to another stream where I literally just boot up a stream and I talk with you guys on a podcast or cover some brief news topics, or I play a game, which is just me playing a video game. There's not much with that, right? You know what I'm saying? So, it's what I mean. Like, FYI, it's a lot of work to do this because there's all this prep that I have to do to watch the shows. It's a lot different than just turning on a stream and doing other content. So, today, this very show is going to help determine the future of Smark Guys. Today, if the show goes well, if viewership, engagement, and support are good, I would consider continuing the show. Now, it may not be to the capacity that I've been doing it. Maybe I'll do every other week. Maybe I'll be sure to cover pay-per-view events / big wrestling events, but not everything, right? Maybe I would alternate my coverage. Maybe it won't be just Raw and SmackDown all the time, but instead I would every once in a while cover AEW, cover NXT. That way there's some variety in there, and I'm not kind of getting bored with doing the same thing every week, right? But honestly, I'd love to hear your opinions as well. Opinions have been all over the place. You know, when the show started, people really liked it, but a lot of the attention on it was because of my former co-host PPP, right? A lot of people complained, too much drama, too much nonsense, too much e-begging. Why aren't you talking about wrestling more? That's supposed to be the point of the show. Then I did the show solo for a couple of weeks, and people liked the new focus on wrestling, but then I noticed distinct drops in attention and support. Then I started getting co-hosts on, and the attention seemed to have spiked again, but I really don't know how to proceed moving forward, okay? There's been some interest in possibly having a rotating cast of hosts, that maybe one week I have one host, and then the next show we have a different host, and we try to spin it around so that way it's not always the same person, okay? Let's see what happens today and go from there, all right? So thanks for being here for episode 14 of Smart Guys, the WrestleMania 41 Super Show. FYI, the way it works is if you contribute, I'm going to give you a live shout out. You'll get on the leaderboard if you're the top contributor of one type, you know, memberships, subs, super chats, or tips. We're going to, have a running goal of $150 for the stream. If we hit that, great. If we exceed that, even better. Okay. For every $100 raised on the show today, I'm going to open a pack of the Topps Chrome 2025 cards, just like I've been doing in previous shows. We have 5 different packs of cards to open. So we can basically get up to $500 of support, up to 5 packs opened on this very show. And in one of those packs is the rare numbered card. Don't know if it'll be good. Like, for example, the Nakamura card that I got that's numbered is great. The other card is some wrestler, I don't even know who she is, Alba Fire, and the card looks awful. So it could be great. It could end up being a actual autograph card, which is one of the rarest cards that they have. Those are randomly inserted into the packs. We don't know. I don't know what I'm going to get. All right. So let's get some support rolling for Smart Guys. This will be one of the determining factors of if I decide to continue the show or not, if the show gets support today for the amount of effort that I'm putting into it. Okay? All right. And so, before we start talking about guests and the like, allow me to give you my overall thoughts